What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the Furibee FX90. A lot of times these get marketed for indoor racing. However, I think the sound is a little too menacing to really fly casually indoors, like in your home or whatnot. I guess if you're at an indoor race or something like that in the building, this would be perfect. But indoors around the family in a casual setting, I think the sound of it is just a little too menacing for indoors. But it does come with these prop guards. I never really tried the prop guards, but they seem pretty sturdy though, and I imagine that if you install these prop guards on it, it would provide some protection against bumping into people or whatever, or breaking things or whatnot, or striking things with the propellers, and even it should protect the propellers too. But these props just make a lot of noise for indoors, in my opinion. But as far as outdoor flying, this thing is awesome, man. Outdoor brushless ones in this size here, this build is my favorite of them all. This has very nice power. The motors are pretty powerful. I'm thinking that these motors might be 2S motors because they only have the 2 holes up the top there. If you look on the top of the can, it has 2 holes. Usually that's characteristic of the 2S rated 8.5 millimeter motors, and this seems like it just overpowers the battery all the time. The beeper, it does come with a beeper, so that's awesome. A lot of these little micro FPV quadcopters don't come with a beeper in there or a buzzer, and this one does have one. And the battery is 600 milliamp hour, 25C 1S, 3.7 volts, but it still beeps after a little bit of hard flying with that battery, which also makes me think that these motors here have more draw on the battery, and I think they just might be 2S batteries. I'm sorry, I think they might be 2S rated motors, but I haven't tried them yet. I do plan to test them. This is a F3 SP Racing Evo brushless micro flight controller in here, so it does have those pads that can be bridged in order to have this support 2S, but you have to have the motors that support 2S. So I do plan to bridge those connections back there in order to get this working with 2S, and we're gonna see what the motors do, because I'm convinced that these are 2S rated motors here. But on 1S, they do provide a lot of power, which is uncharacteristic of 2S motors though. I'm just guessing that these are 2S rated motors, so I'm going to try it. You guys can expect more from this, even though I haven't tested it before the quick review. There are going to be more videos on this, so I will do an update and let you guys know what happens once I bridge the 2S pads and get this thing running on a 2S, if it burns the motors out or not. I'll try to get that done really quick, since the review is going to be done after this. This is a really nice quadcopter, man. The reception is really nice. It does come with a full 4-leaf clover antenna here, not a whip antenna. So it is vulnerable and crashes, landing upside down. Mine's is still intact. I really don't crash this thing much. Mine's is the Free Sky protocol, so I have been flying it with the Free Sky Tyrannus. Just a really awesome build on this thing. And so it's my favorite of the, well, I do like the Cherson CX117 a little more, but it's larger than this. It has the 10 millimeter motors and all. It's a little larger than this. Let me show you guys a comparison of the two, so you can see it has the same design language, sort of the same type of build, and both of these things are awesome. This is a little larger, so this one's still my favorite, but in this size, this is my favorite here over all of the QX models and all of that stuff. And yeah, it comes with a bunch of rubber bands here, I guess, to hold the batteries on if you pop them or whatnot. That's awesome. They give you a bunch of them to use. And I've showed the 600 milliamp hour 25C 1S battery, 3.7 volts, and it comes with an extra set of spare props. The props on it are like, I guess, the JJRC JJ1000 props, but they're a little different. They're a little rounded off on the edges, so not exactly like the bullnose style of the JJ1000, but they're very similar. Maybe closer to the Ladybugs, but they're shorter than the ladybug props, and it comes with a carbon fiber prop removal tool, which is awesome. And those props, the prop guards, and it didn't come with an instructions manual. They're assuming that we automatically know how to set these things up. I wouldn't say it's for beginners because it takes some learning to get this thing hooked up to beta flight or clean flight, you know, flashing the different firmwares and updating the PIDs and all of that stuff, tuning it. And for the most part, this was already set up in clean flight though. But if you want to flash beta flight on it, that's one thing you have to deal with. But you can just pick this thing up and fly. It has angle mode selected. If you don't plug it up to clean flight and all to change the modes and all, you can still pick it up and fly it, is what I'm trying to say. But that's it. This thing is a really nice flyer. The Furibee FX90. Thanks for watching.